Hello everybody and welcome back again to Let's Play Rise of the Tomb Raider. We are playing the Blood Heist DLC and we're looking for the code to Father Croft's safe because presumably he left something important in there, but he neglected to tell us the combination. So we got one number already, it's the number 5, and presumably we will find the other numbers over here in the West Wing, which we can finally open.
Worse than I thought.
Oh, well, apparently a tree broke through the window. Alright. Yeah, let's check out this part of the West Wing first. We have more cabinets to open.
With Amelia gone, the manor is a different place. A dimness pervades, a quiet I can't stand. Even though Lara is too young to understand what has happened, she also senses the change. She's asked after her mother only once, and I'm afraid my reaction must have terrified her. I will need Winston more than ever these next few months to help look after her. I never quite realized how much grief can consume a man, but I am utterly consumed. I know I can't escape the pain, but I will try my damnedest to avoid it. I will seal the West Wing for as long as I live in this place. It will remain exactly as Amelia left it. Perhaps someday Lara can find her own answers there.
Well, that's exactly what we are trying to do here. Secrets of the past. Search master bedroom for the remaining combination clues. Okay. I need to find 2 more clues in here.
I believe it took this trip to push me over the edge. I've been able to see Richard in his element, seeing him at his best and his worst. I've experienced the purity and chaos of his passion, and I came to realize I want his passion in my life every day. So it's done. Richard wanted to wait another 4 days until my birthday, but I wouldn't have it. Once I make a decision, I prefer to get on with it. So we found a small chapel in Luxor that was just right. And with Roth and the others at our side, we married as the sun set over this remarkable land. Mother will never forgive me. Atlas will forever resent me. But I don't care anymore. I'm free of De Mornay obligations. Free to pursue my own passions and live my life surrounded by those who will encourage and challenge me. I'm excited for the future, whatever it may bring. Tomorrow, Richard and I return home to London as the Crofts, forging our path together.
Okay, so this is significant because we already know that part of the combination is their wedding anniversary, and while it doesn't exactly tell me the date, we now know that it is 4 days before her birthday. So if we find out when she was born, we know the anniversary. Of course, you would think that Lara knows her mother's birthday, but maybe she doesn't. Well, she has no comment on it, so I guess she doesn't know her mother's birthday. Okay, what do we got here?
Amelia would not have approved. That alone should have been the end of it. But I am, as God made me, a stubborn fool. I locked all the West Wing's doors, and I shall not open them again until either my life or my obstinacy comes to an end. The night before, Roth told me I would someday change my mind. Like a broken arm cast in plaster, he said. The wound would heal, and we would someday shed the bandages to be whole again. The metaphor made me furious. The clumsy way he cast our loss off as nothing more than an inconvenience. There is wisdom in his rough words, but I've done what I must. Perhaps one day, Lara will throw back the doors to let the sun shine in again. Maybe she will find her own sense of peace in this place.
Well, we'll see. Not much sun at the moment, though.
At least that old thing still works.
Ooh, what is this? Wedding ring?
Mom's wedding ring. I always wondered what happened to it. The inscription is faded.
Well, I guess it would have been too easy to gather the date from the wedding ring. Yeah, it's an inscription, but it's not a date of any kind. Lovingly yours or something to that extent. I don't know. Doesn't help us. Let's continue to look around.
My mother's perfume. The smell. So familiar. I can almost remember her.
Yeah, I guess that's not a clue. Okay, what do we got here? Picture?
Mum, on her wedding day. She looks so beautiful.
Well, you kinda look like her a bit.
There's a date. October something. Damn, the number is faded.
Photo of Amelia on her wedding day. Okay, so it's in October, but again, I need the day. And then I can find out.
The anniversary
is.
was in October. But which day? I can't believe I don't know this. There's got to be another clue somewhere.
Yeah, you don't know her birthday either. So it's in October. Well, I mean, that would be a 10. But I guess that I may need the day, like the exact date, and not just the month.
I remember this. Dad gave it to Mum on her birthday.
Okay. Ah. Is this her birthday?
October 13th, Mum's birthday.
Okay. So they married 4 days before her birthday. So that would be October the 9th, right? So I guess the number is either 10 or 9. Okay.
Pretty sure my parents were married in October. I think it was close to her birthday.
Indeed, indeed. We figured out that much. Okay, so I guess I have the next part of the combination.
After everything Atlas has done, how could you tell him about the expedition?
It's just all been too much. I needed to talk to someone. He's still my brother.
I don't trust him.
You don't have to, Richard, but please, trust me.
I'm sorry, my dear, but I know him. He'll take it to the papers. The investors will pull out.
Then go. Without me. Tonight. I will take care of Atlas. And then meet you in Tibet next week.
I was so young, but I still remember that terrible argument. It wasn't always an easy road for my parents.
Apparently so. Okay, apparently I can open this one as well.
I am bursting with pride. Amelia is with child. It is amazing how everything in life can change with such a simple event. Obviously, we don't know the gender, but already we've discussed possible names. Perhaps Benjamin, after my grandfather, or maybe Griffin. He was more infamous a Croft than even me. No, Amelia wouldn't have it. Besides, she's certain it's a girl. She favours a classic such as Scarlet or Kate, though I've made some headway with Lara. A subtle nod to the sun god Ra, and our days in Egypt, where certainly this child was conceived. I find myself thinking about this new life we've created, of how much she might be like us. For all my research into myths of immortality, I may have ignored the most obvious answer to the questions that plague me. We live on through our progeny, our genes, DNA, experiences passed through the generations. Perhaps this is the simple truth of eternal life, and I've just been too stubborn to accept it.
Well, it took you some time to realize that. But yeah, apparently, he had his way with the name and they called her Lara. I didn't realize that this was the background story of the name, the Egyptian sun god. Okay.
Dad may have discovered the secret to immortality without even knowing it.
In a way, I guess. Oh, we have one more thing over here.
This is Dad. I suppose it's a family tradition, but I can't imagine having one of these made of me.
Why not? I'm sure it's going to look amazing. Okay. And, well, I totally missed this one.
I think this was Dad's pocket watch. Looks like it stopped precisely at midnight.
That is rather odd. Assuming it did stop and it wasn't, like, set to be that time. Who knows? Okay, looks like we found everything in here. We found the combination, so now I need to find the remaining combination relics in the atelier. Okay. Which I guess is over here. Alright. Let's go. Ooh.
Okay, Laura, keep it together. You're starting to see things. Mum's atelier. Dad sealed it soon after she died. He probably couldn't bear the idea of removing any of her belongings.
Alright, we're going to have a look at that in a second. But first, let's look inside here.
My lord, we all hope your work was well received at the conference and look forward to your return. As is so often the case with these missives, I wanted to call your attention to an incident involving our little angel. It seems that Lara has been the subject of some ridicule amongst the other girls at school. From what I can gather, some of the other young ladies were teasing her for being too much of a tomboy. You know how Lara can get when pushed into a corner. Let's just say they won't be bothering her again. But I do think their words have had an effect. I believe Lara has been missing her mother lately. She's begun to worry that she isn't like the other girls. And having grown up with only a father, it shouldn't come as a surprise that she has trouble relating to them. I wonder if this new friend of yours, Anna, is it? Perhaps she might prove a welcome influence. It might be worth bringing her to the manor to meet Lara. In any case, I'll let you decide the proper time to do that. Please travel home safely. Yours, Winston.
Oh, Winston, if you had only known about Anna. Anyway, let's check out the atelier now.
Untouched for years, exactly as she left it.
Okay, so she apparently was painting.
I stood up to my family's criticism, stood in defense of Richard and our love. But as my new life began in Croft Manor, doubt set in. How could love flourish in these cavernous halls and endless passageways? Had I made a terrible mistake? I have never been more delighted to be wrong. Richard welcomed me to the manor, my new home, with a game. It was a clue, written in jumbled words from 5 different languages, but it pointed the way forward. The next clue was a seemingly blank piece of parchment in the kitchen, where the heat of a candle revealed a message written in lemon juice. I followed each step, grinning like a child as I solved his riddles and chased the trail to its end. A white cloth stretched out on the lawn where a picnic was laid out. We laughed and ate, and my doubt vanished with the last of the morning mist. Love can and will endure.
Well, obviously Richard Croft loved his little games like that. Okay, yeah, we have a number of paintings here, and we are actually looking for her father's favorite painting. That apparently includes the final clue. So how do we find out which one was his favorite?
You've almost got it, darling. Here, let me show you. Like this, see? Well done, Lara. Well done.
I wonder how my life would have been different had she lived.
I don't know, maybe not that much. Also, can you play the piano? Apparently you did at some point. But okay, let's have a look at the paintings over here.
Mum's paintings. Which one was Dad's favorite?
That's a good question. So, this is probably him. And then we have something very abstract over here. Something fairly abstract over there. A landscape. This looks very interesting. Anyway, let's continue to look around.
I don't have any memory of this. I wish I could remember doing this. Mum died too young.
Okay, apparently they are painting too. That's kind of cute. What do we got over here? Another
Mum
photo?
with me as a baby. I've never seen this. Hard to believe I was ever that small.
We all were that small at some point. It's not unusual.
I returned home this afternoon to collect the last of my paintings. I suppose I should say I returned to my family's home. Atlas was there, in one of his foul moods, and even as he dripped venom for Richard with his cruel barbs, I could only laugh. To think that I once listened to my bitter brother in matters of my own happiness. My dismissal only served to infuriate him more. I left him there in Father's study, muttering to himself. On the drive back, as Winston took a longer route through the country, I looked through my paintings, Richard's favourite one among them, a simple abstract with blocks of red.
Okay.
I smiled, thinking about giving it to him. I was happy, and I was going home.
Blocks of red. Dad's favorite painting. Maybe something about that painting will help me figure out the combination. Okay, back to the study to open that safe.
Well, I can't really do anything with the painting. But it has 4 red blocks, so that might be the clue. So we have 5, 4, and then 10 and 9 for the date. And I guess somehow this will combine to the proper code
I'm glad I
for
still
the
have
safe.
so much of Mum's work.
Well, let's see. Let's go back to the study and let's see what we can do with all of these numbers.
Dad, what do you keep in there?
Nothing too important, Lara. Estate business and such.
If it's not important, then why bother putting it in a safe?
I should know better than to try and pull one over on you. There is something important in here. And it's for you, should you need it someday.
Well, let's hope you came through for me, Dad.
Well, now that we found out the combination, or
Okay.
hopefully found
all
out.
the clues. Let's see if I can figure this out.
Okay, apparently the combination only has 3 digits. So I guess it's 5, 4, and 9, but in what order? I don't know, but I guess I can just try different combinations of these 4 numbers, right?
No, that's not it.
Okay, that's not it.
That worked.
Ah, there we go. So, what do we have here?
It makes me happy to know that Dad kept this safe.
Well, that's very cute, but not really helpful at the moment. Clay imprint of Lara's hand.
No, that's not what I'm looking for.
Nope, it's not, but there's more inside here.
I am numb. It is taking all my willpower to hold back the overwhelming grief. Amelia's plane crashed in the mountains. She died alone in the snow, waiting for me to find her. Oh God, not her, not now. I cannot accept it. Life without her is too painful to imagine. I know what must be done, and I am resolved. I'm going to bring her back. Perhaps this is why I am here. Perhaps this is fate, a test of my faith in the truth I've sought for so long. Roth will fight me on this, but I can't face Lara. I can't look into her eyes unless I try. I must try to bring Amelia back. The monks are preparing the elixir now, and then we will see if all my years of hunting this truth was for naught.
Okay, so her plane crashed and she died, and then he was trying to bring her back. Alright, well,
Dad, what did you do?
I don't know. I hope we're not going to run into, like, zombie mum later or something.
Dad's sequel to his first book on immortality. He never got a chance to publish it. Handwritten. This is the only copy.
Well, maybe you should read it.
Damn, this isn't it either. I was certain there had to be a will in here. Wait, what's that?
Maybe it is the will you're looking for.
A blank page.
Another riddle. I guess I should go back to the fireplace and see if there's hidden ink on it, huh?
Dad must have left this for me. It has to be important.
Okay, yeah, back to the library it is. I think the library is actually over here, right? Yes, it is. So, let's see. More hidden ink.
A hidden message.
Okay. Well, that looks like a map. And something is highlighted. But what part of the mansion is this? Oh, and there's something.
What are these
over here as
strange
well.
marks? They have to be some kind of clue.
Well, it looks like they're hieroglyphs. If you look at them like this. So probably another code, huh? I should write this down and see if we can deduce another code from this one. Okay. It's kind of hard to make out the exact symbols, but I think this will do. Solve the mystery of the blank letter. Yeah, I think I know what I have to do. So now I'm going to look into our worksheet again.
Remember this now. Each district in ancient Egypt had a symbol and a number. I always preferred these symbols to the actual number hieroglyphs.
Okay, so the first hieroglyph was this one. It's number 1. And this was the last one, so that's 2. And I guess this was second one. So the code is 142. Okay. Now the question is, where exactly is that place that's marked on the map? Save combinations. Is it part of this one? Blank letter, this
a blank
one, right?
Page.
Oh, I need to go back to the thing again to see it. Really? I can't look at it again? I kind of want to check the blank letter again.
Message.
Ah, here we go. I think this might be the wine cellar. This is a chessboard, right? Where she played with Winston. And these are like the cabinets full of wine. And there's something over here. Okay. Yeah, I guess it might be downstairs in the cellar. Hang on a second. There was like a shortcut to the cellar somewhere around here, was there not? But I don't remember where it was exactly. Oh well, there's another door over here that I haven't unlocked yet. Oh, this is back into the main hall. Alright. Well, in that case, I think I know how to get back to the cellar, because, right, here's a way we used to get in the first time. Alright, let's go. Oh, what is this, by the way? That's another secret door. Okay, but now I'm back here. I don't really need to be back here. I am pretty sure I need to go back to the wine cellar. Okay, yeah, here we go. And according to the map, it would have to be somewhere around here. Ah. I think this was not highlighted the last time I was here, or did I just miss it? Ha! There we go. Another code to enter. So, 142 according to my research. That worked indeed. And another hidden secret passage. Huh.
Damn, locked in.
Well, that's great.
Did this open the secret door from the inside? Hope I'm not trapped in here.
That would be quite a tragic fate.
Did Dad build all of this just to keep his research safe?
He was a little bit paranoid, huh? Then again, he was not really paranoid because he was being followed and watched by Trinity. So, what do we got here? Some secret research room. Well, let's look around a bit.
This was part of a set of statues Dad found in China. He thought it was linked to the Temple of Xian. Perhaps I should look into it someday.
You should, Lara. You totally should. I think that was part of the second game. I think that was the one with the dragon. You should totally look into that.
It's over. I have done all that I could, and my Amelia is still cold and dead. Roth first scowled at my designs. Then he pleaded with me not to go through with the ritual. Not because he feared it might work, but because he feared what I might do when it failed. And it has failed. There is no doubt in that. I prepared everything according to my research. When I dropped the stone into the elixir and held it to her lips, I thought for the barest moment that it had worked. The hour was midnight and my pocket watch stopped inexplicably. There was a charge in the air like the moment before a lightning strike. For a heartbeat, I imagined that my life was being drawn from me as one empties a glass in order to be poured back into Amelia. I would have welcomed death if the last thing I saw were her eyes, clear and alive again. But the moment passed. Amelia is still dead, and I was no Orpheus. We will return to the manor and lay her to rest. I owe her that much.
Okay, so the elixir of life apparently was a bust. I see.
Brought her home. She's here, somewhere.
Okay. You would think that is something you can't really miss, like your mother's grave.
The renovations are proceeding in secret. The work crew Roth hired for the job have been paid handsomely to keep the details of the job out of the records, so I'm fairly confident no word will get out about what I'm doing. I've been careless with presenting my findings, attracting all the wrong sorts of attention. Roth thinks I'm being paranoid by building this secret vault, but I know I'm being watched. My work is too important and potentially too dangerous. It can't fall into the wrong hands. I need a secure place to keep it all safe.
Well, just like they say, just because you're paranoid doesn't mean you're not being watched, right? And yeah, in his case, it was actually true.
The missing page from the renovation plans. They didn't want anyone outside the family knowing about this crypt.
Oh, I see. So, that's the reason that was significant.
Might be able to use this to access other parts of the manor.
Oh, well, finally I get the crowbar. Okay. Nice.
Dad's collected knowledge. There must be so many secrets hidden in here.
Lord Croft's Codex. You should check it out sometime. Oh, there's more over here.
Dad's Tibetan scroll. I remember he used to pore over this late into the night.
But the elixir turned out to be just a myth.
My love. It is silent. So peacefully silent now. Even after the madness and chaos of the crash, I can't help but still wonder at the beauty of these mountains. I understand the magic that drew you here. Please know that I feel no pain in this moment. Only immense sadness. Sadness that I couldn't see your smiling face once more. That I'll never meet the wonderful woman that our daughter will become. There is so much to say, but I'm tired. The sun is setting. The cold of night will overwhelm me. I know I will fall asleep soon, and likely never again awaken in this world. I'm scared. Richard, what lies beyond? You know I've always struggled with faith, so I'm holding on to yours for now. I'm holding on as best I can, my love. Become the father Lara deserves. Know that I will live on in her.
Well, that is sad.
Faced death alone. She was so brave.
Anyway, we have another thing over
There's
here.
an inscription. This is the Croft universe. Our knowledge is to the east. Our respite to the west. Our future is to the south. Our past is to the north.
Well, that is very cryptic.
Our past to the north. Could there be something else beneath the manor?
Find a way out of Lord Croft's secret vault. For example, by using the crowbar? Okay, that works. But apparently, there's even more secrets to discover. Solve the riddle of the sun-shaped plaque. Huh. Oh, I can open this. Nice.
Hi, Dad. So I know I only just returned to school, but when can I come out to the dig site again? It's just so boring here. We're doing all the stuff I already read last summer. I always end up staring out the window and thinking about our expeditions, and then I'm yelled at for daydreaming. I promise I'll be good and not disturb you and just work wherever you tell me. I just miss it, Dad. And I miss you.
I don't remember writing this. I do remember being bored in school, though. Okay. Anyway, I guess this is going to be the way out of here. Okay, another secret door. And now we are back in the library. Okay. So, what do I have to do now? Solve the riddle of the sun-shaped plaque. And it wants me to go into the main hall. Okay. Let's do that. But I think I should maybe exit on top of this. It's a bit closer to the main hall. So this should lead right back to the main hall. Does it not? Yep, here we go. So, Yeah. Okay, I think it's going to fit inside here. It does.
Our knowledge is to the east, our respite to the west. Our future is to the south, our past is to the north.
The north. Well, she emphasized past the last time, so I guess we're going to check to the north. Ah, okay. Guess we're going to destroy another wall. How many more secrets does this place have? Investigate the Croft family crypt. Okay, I think we found it. We found the mysterious missing grave of her mother. Who was here all along. Well, seems like Lord Croft was quite eccentric indeed. Look at this.
Incredible. This crypt was here all along.
And there we go. That's her grave, presumably.
My God, can it be? Dad, you did bring her home.
He did, and there's another letter.
My dearest Lara, it is difficult to write this, knowing these may only ever be words on a page to you. I wonder if you will remember my voice. Will you remember the way we used to play and laugh? Will you remember me comforting you when you were sad? Know that I'm still with you, Lara. My energy, my love. It's within you. It always will be. Use that energy to pursue your passions in life. Never let others determine your journey. You become who you are through your choices, through the love you give and the promises you keep. I hope you are happy, that you are loved and successful in whatever it is you choose to do. I am proud of you, my darling. Remember me, with all my love, your mother.
Well, looks like we found her. We did indeed find her. So she's not just disappeared. I guess this means that she can be properly declared dead and the uncle doesn't have any right to the mansion.
What's this? A letter.
Additional relics have become available in the manor. Oh, what do we got here?
Lara, I have received the notarized affidavit confirming Amelia's grave and the discovery of the burial crypt within the manor premises. While I can't fathom why your father would hide your mother's fate from her own family, I cannot deny that any legal claims I may have had on the estate are now null and void. Croft Manor and the remainder of your father's assets are now yours in perpetuity to do with as you wish. If there comes a time when you require assistance in managing the estate, I hope you will consider contacting me to retain my services. Sincerely, your uncle.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I've been so focused on defying my uncle, of fighting to keep his hands off this manor, that I never realized how much this place actually means to me. But since I've been here, I can feel the presence of my mother and father. I sense the entire history of my family and the deep roots we have in this place. I want to honor my parents. I want to honor all of my ancestors. The Croft family may be all but destroyed, but I will make our name and our home great again.
Make the Crofts great again. Yes, you do that. Apparently she has already started because this place looks a lot better than last time. It's not raining through the ceiling anymore. And I think she has moved some of the stuff around, maybe. So apparently I can like look for even more relics now, and I know there's like a second mode where you can just fight through the manor. I think I'm not going to do this, at least not on camera. Instead, I think I will spend the last few minutes of this episode to talk a little bit about the game, as I always do. And I mean, this is like the perfect place to do this. You know, I can just stay in the manor and give my thoughts on the game. And yeah, I don't really have much to say, because I feel most of what I can say about the game is more or less what I would say about the first game. Because I actually think that it, for the most part, had the same strong points and the same slight flaws as the previous game. But yeah, I don't know, let's, as usual, start with the gameplay. Not much to say there, really. The gameplay was mostly like it was in the previous game, and it was fine the way it was. Shooting with a bow still was a lot of fun. I guess the most major change was the crafting system. I mean, there was some of that in the previous game, but it's a lot more elaborate in this game with all the resource collecting and gathering. And yeah, I don't know, I could have done without that. I felt that it didn't really add anything new to the game. I guess they just decided that they kind of wanted to emphasize the survival aspect of the game. And I guess at the time when this game came out, you know, survival games where you run around and craft stuff and collect resources were kind of popular, so I guess they decided, well, we're going for this whole survivor angle, so maybe we should add more survival aspects to the game. But like I said, I think it didn't really add anything interesting to the game, and I could have done without it. But I didn't really hate it either. I mean, it was just something that you did while playing the game. Everything else was fine. I mean, the controls were mostly okay. There were the occasional mishaps where you missed a zipline and stuff like that, but nothing major. I think this game had a lot more parkouring and, you know, platforming and jumpy puzzles than the previous one, which I actually liked. I think I mentioned it at the end of the last game, that I felt it could have had more of that and, you know, more complicated parkouring. It also had a lot more puzzles than the previous game, which again was something that I criticized about the previous game, that the whole puzzle aspect of the old games was kind of neglected. I have to say though that at least some of the puzzles were not all that intuitive. Some were actually pretty clever, others were a little bit strange, and I think that the designers kind of realized that. And then they try to fix it by having Lara basically tell you everything you needed to know about the puzzle right away. So you came to one of these puzzle places and you used your survival instincts, which you always did when you were looking around. And then she would tell you, oh, you have to do this, or you should check out this, and maybe I can do this or that. And that seemed a little bit too much. I mean, a good puzzle should be able to be solved, you know, intuitively, without getting hints right from the start. And then maybe after a few minutes, if you can't figure it out, then I guess it's okay to give you some hints. But spelling it out for you from the beginning seemed a little bit too much. So that kind of hand-holding wasn't really necessary, I think. But other than that, I think gameplay-wise, there's not that much to criticize. So, yeah, I don't know. Story? Well, like I said in the previous game, Tomb Raider games are not exactly known for their intricate and unusual story. I do give them props, however, for again picking an interesting and unique setting. I mean, last game we had Japanese legends with a bit of a twist on it. I mean, they set it on some Pacific island, but it was a topic that was not overused in games and stuff like that. And for this one, well, I would say a Byzantine city in Siberia is definitely an unusual setting. I'm not sure if they were inspired by any real-life legend for this setting. I mean, I'm pretty sure that there is no Byzantine city in Siberia. But I mean, there may have been legends about lost Byzantine cities and other places that may have inspired the story. Or maybe they just came up with this all on their own. and it was definitely a unique idea. So I did enjoy that. The rest of the story, well, not much to say about it. It was there. Sometimes it felt slightly contrived, specifically the moment when Jonah reappeared after being gone for almost the entire game, and the moment he reappeared, he got captured and then shot, and then somehow he survived, although we don't really know how and why he survived, which is another thing, by the way. The end didn't really answer many questions, like what exactly is the divine source, and who exactly was Jacob, and how did he find the divine source, and why didn't he turn into one of these soulless, deathless ones, even though apparently he also only became immortal through the divine source. I mean, the only thing we know is that he said it is not divine, so what is it? Alien technology? Ancient, mysterious technology? We don't know. And I assume it could be answered in the sequel. There is definitely going to be a continuation of the Trinity story, and so maybe at some point we will find out more about the divine source. But then again, the divine source got destroyed in the end, so I feel the next game will deal with a different mysterious artifact and not the divine source again. So a few answers about that might have been nice. So yeah, the story, well, it was a Tomb Raider story, let's just say that. And more interesting than the main story was definitely, Lara's personal struggles. Not exactly the most original ones. I mean, she had daddy issues, so that is not exactly unusual in games and stories, but okay. I think it was still kind of interesting to see that. And I guess there was some kind of character growth throughout the game when she realized that this wasn't really about her father and immortality and all that stuff, and that maybe she should just, focus on the future and not so much on the past. And, all those nice, uplifting realizations you can get in a game like this. So, yeah, I think it was okay. Not amazing story-wise, but okay. And overall, I think it's just a fun game that I would recommend to anyone who enjoys that kind of game. And I definitely liked Lara a bit more in this game than in the previous game, because, she was a lot more the badass that I remember from the old days. Whereas in the first game, especially at the beginning, she still felt a little bit, well, not clumsy. I mean, she was pretty badass in the first game too, to be fair. But she was still growing as the Tomb Raider, obviously. So, yeah, I guess that's why this game is called Rise of the Tomb Raider. So, I guess we can now finally and fully call her Tomb Raider. But yeah, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say about this. Like I said, it's not really much other than, it's a good game. I give it a thumbs up. Now the question is obviously, will I play the next game in the series, which is Shadow of the Tomb Raider? I probably will at some point, but I can't really say when this is going to be, since there is a whole lot of other games that I would like to play, and since I like some diversity, I think I'm going to focus on some other games first. But I will probably at some point finish the trilogy and play Shadow of the Tomb Raider as well. But the next game I'm going to play is actually going to be Dishonored. Right, Dishonored is the next game in my schedule. As usual, I will take one day off in between games, so if this episode uploads on Thursday, it means that Saturday is going to be a day off, and Monday will be the beginning of Dishonored. But yeah, that's all I have to say. And I guess I'm going to continue to explore Croft Manor a little bit, since apparently there's more stuff for me to find. And I do enjoy the fact that they included Croft Manor in this and a little bit more of background story for Lara. So I guess I'm just going to do this on my own now, and you hopefully will come back for my next Let's Play Dishonored in a few days. So as usual, thank you for watching, and see you again next time.